أعيش بلحظتي مسرور، أحلق في سما الأفراح، وأضحك دون أي شعور، ودمعي فوق خدي ساح، لأني حافظ القرآن، وهمي عن سما ينزاح. كلام الله في قلبي ونور بدنيتي وضاح، أبي أرقى
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ako si Jana Kasanag Vice TV. At ngayon, tatalakayin natin ang tinatawag na Umayyad Dynasty, kung paano nga ba nabuo ito at sino ang nabuo. So ano nga ba Umayyad Dynasty? So the Umayyad Dynasty 661 to 750 CE or current era, the first dynasty to take the title of Caliphate, was established in 661 current era by Muawiyah to 602 to 680 current era, who had served as the governor of Syria under the Rashidun Caliphate. After the death of the fourth Caliph Ali in 661 current era, the Umayyads ruled effectively and firmly established the political authority of the Caliphate. Rebellions were crushed with a brute force and no quarter was given to those who stirred uprising. So sabi dito, pagkatapos ng kamatayan ni Ali bin Abi Talib, or ang ikaapat na kalifa, ay inilunsad or tinatag ang Umayyad noong taong 661 current era sa pamamagitan ni Muawiyah. At ito ang naging daan para pamunuan ng Umayyad ang bansang Syria. Sa panahong iyon, matagumpay naman ang pamamalakad ng Umayyad dahil pinagpatuloy nila ang pamamalakad ng mga kalifa. Sa kanilang pamumuno, naging tahimik ang mga tao at nawakasan nila ang hindi magandang pamamalakad ng mga namumuno sa panahong iyon. So, sino nga ba si Muawiyah? Ating kilalanin. Si Muawiyah ay anak siya ni Abu Sufyan. Siya ang nagtatag at unang namuno bilang kalifa ng Umayyad Dynasty at siya ang namuno hanggang sa kanyang kamatayan. Si Muawiyah ay naging kalifa wala pang 30 taon mula nang namatay ang propeta Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam at siya ang huling tagasunod ng propeta sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Muawiyah's lineage is referred to as the Sufyanids after his father Abu Sufyan, or sometimes as Harbites after his grandfather Harb. He was shrewd politician and strong diplomat who preferred bravery to warfare. He convinced Hassan 624 to 670 current era, the son of Ali, who had succeeded him in Kufa, to abdicate in his favor in exchange for a high pension. However, when he felt that someone posed a threat to his rule, he would take no risk and have them killed. The death of Hassan in 670 current era, who is said to have been poisoned by his wife, is often linked with him by Muslim historians alongside that of many other supporters of Ali. Ang pamamalakad o pamumuno ni Muawiyah ay sinasabing magaling. Isa siyang matalinong politiko at pinuno dahil sa halip na makikipag-away ay mas gugustuhin niyang pag-usapan ang mga bagay na hindi pinagkakasunduan sa mabubuting paraan. Kahit pa man maraming mga haka-ahaka ang nagsasabi sa kanya na ang kanyang trono ay may nagnanais umagaw sa kanya, hindi niya ito pinapansin. Sa pamumuno ni Muawiyah, laging nakahalili sa kanyang anak ni Ali bin Abi Talib na si Hassan upang ito ang kanyang kapalit sakaling siya ay bibitaw sa trono. Ngunit sa kasamang palad, si Hassan ay namatay at sinabi sa karamihan ng mga Muslim ay linason ito ng asawa ni Muawiyah upang hindi makuha ni Hassan ang trono na siyang papalit kay Muawiyah. Kaya naman, hindi maiwasan na madamay ang pangalan ni Muawiyah sa pangyayaring iyon na may nagsasabing may kinalaman din si Muawiyah sa pagpatay kay Hassan bin Ali. His 20-year reign from his capital at Damascus was ended the most stable at that the Arab had seen since the death of Umar, and his administrative reforms were just as excellent, such as the use of police network shurta, personal bodyguard for his safety, diwans for local administrations, just as Umar had established, among others. He initiated campaigns in parts of modern-day Pakistan and Afghanistan and in the west, all the way to the Atlantic coast of Morocco. He managed to regain territories lost to the Byzantines, but most of his gains were reversed after his death owing to internal unrest. Sa pamumuno ni Muawiyah ng 20 taon ay ang pinakamagandang pamumuno na sumunod sa kay Umar bin Khattab dahil sa taglay nitong kahusayan. Tulad ng mga gawain ni Umar noong ito pa ang kalifa, pinagtibay ni Muawiyah ang kanyang mandirigma at pakikipag-communicate nito sa ibang lugar. Dahil doon, may mga lugar na nasakop ng kanyang pamumuno tulad ng Pakistan, Afghanistan at maging sa parte ng Morocco at naibalik niya ang mga teritoryong nawala sa Byzantines. Ngunit ang lahat ng kanyang pinaghirapan ay nawala pagkatapos ng kanyang kamatayan. Dahil may mga iilan sa kanyang paligid na palihim nila itong inaagaw habang nabubuhay pa si Muawiyah. Nagsimula ang mga problema nang italaga ni Muawiyah ang kanyang anak na si Yazid, 680 to 683 current era bilang kahalili niya. Dahil ang mga Arabo ay hindi sanay sa pamumuno ng mga dynasty or pampamilyang politiko, kaya nang uupo na si Yazid bilang papalit sa kanyang ama ay hindi ito nagustuhan ng mga Arabong Muslim, lalo na sa pangunguna ni Hussein bin Ali, ang nakababatang kapatid ni Hassan bin Ali at Abdullah bin Zubair, anak ng malapit na kaibigan ng Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Kaya naman, si Hussein ay pumunta sa Iraq kasama ng mga taga-Kufa para tipunin ang kanyang mga kasamahan at paghandaan ang kanilang paglusob sa bansang Damascus na pinamumunuan ni Yazid. Ngunit nang marinig ni Yazid ang hakbang ginawa ni Hussein, ay nagutos siya na harangin ang daanan ng mga taong taga-Kufa na pinangungunahan ng pinsan nitong si Ubaydullah bin Ziyad. Nang mag-abot ang dalawang kampo sa Karbala, ang Karbala na ito ang kibla ng mga Shia kung saan dito sila nagsasagawa ng kanilang Hajj. 70 sa mga kasamahan ni Hussein bin Ali ang napaslang at kabilang si Hussein doon, na pinugutan nila ng ulo. At doon na nagsimula ang ikalawang civil war ng mga Muslim at Umayyad Dynasty. Hanggang dito na lang at maraming salamat. Sukran and wassalam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuhu. I am Juhaira Lamada and I am going to discuss the fall of Umayyad Dynasty. Ang Umayyad Caliphate ay ang pangalawang Muslim Caliphate na lumitaw pagkatapos ng Rashidun Caliphate. Ngunit ang Caliphate na ito ay karaniwang kilala bilang Umayyad Dynasty dahil nakasentro ito sa angkan ng Umayyad ng tribong Quraysh ng Makkah. Sa kasagsagan nito, ang Umayyad Dynasty ay namumuno sa gitnang silangan, Hilagang Afrika, Iberian Peninsula, Persia at Gitnang Asya. Ginagawa nitong pinakamalaking dynasty ng Muslim at isa sa pinakamalaking imperyo sa kasaysayan ng sangkatauhan. Ang Umayyad Caliphate ay pinanatili din ang pagkakaisa ng Islamic Caliphate dahil higit sa isang dynasty ng mga Muslim ang lumitaw kaagad pagkatapos ng pagbagsak ng Umayyad Dynasty. Ngunit sa kabila ng mga dakilang tagumpay sa politika at militar na ito, ang Umayyad Dynasty ay maaari lamang tumagal ng humigit kumulang 90 years. Mayroong ilang mga dahilan sa likod ng pagbagsak ng Umayyad Dynasty, at ito ang mga sumusunod. Una ay ang labanan sa Karbala. Itinalaga ng unang Umayyad Caliph na si Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan ang kanyang anak na si Yazid bin Muawiyah bilang bagong pinuno ng Caliphate. Ang paghirang na ito ay tinanggihan ng mga kilalang sahaba dahil tinitignan nito ng maraming tao bilang laban sa mga prinsipyo ng Islam. Ang apo ni Propeta Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hussein bin Ali, ay kabilang sa mga taong sumalungat sa desisyong ito. Sinubukan ni Yazid na gumawa ng panunumpa ng katapatan mula sa kanya na nagtapos sa pagkamatay ni Hussein bilang martir sa labanan sa Karbala. Pangalawa ay ang Shia at Kharijit. Ang mga Shiite ay may pananaw na ang mga miyembro lamang ng pamilya ng propeta ang may karapatang mamuno sa mga Muslim. Sa kabilang banda, ang mga Kharijit ay may ideolohiyang anarkista. Pareho sa mga pangkat na ito ay may magkaibang paniniwala, ngunit ang kanilang pagkagalit sa Umayyad ay magkatulad. Pangatlo ay ang pagkakaiba ng tribo. Ang iba't ibang tribong Arabo ay nagkaroon ng puot laban sa isa't isa na pinigilan ng ideolohiyang Islamiko. Ngunit humina ang epekto ng pagkakaisa ng Islam sa paglipas ng panahon at muling lumitaw ang pagkakaiba ng tribo sa panahon ng Umayyad Dynasty. Isang tanyag na tunggalian ng tribo ang nasa pagitan ng mga tribo sa timog ng Yemen at ng mga tribo sa hilagang Egypt. Na maglaon, sinoportahan din ng mga pinuno ng Umayyad ang iba't ibang tribo para sa kanilang kapakinabangan na nagpalaki sa mga pagkakaibang ito ng tribo. Ito ay nagpatindi ng awayan sa pagitan ng mga tribo at pagdanak ng dugo sa bansa. Bago ang pagdating ng Islam, ilang mga tribo ng Syria at Iraq ay nasa ilalim ng impluwensya ng Byzantines at Persians. Ayon sa pagkakabanggit, nag-ugat ng malalim ang awayan sa pagitan nila. Ang kanilang pagkakaiba ay may mahalagang papel din sa pagbagsak ng Umayyad Dynasty. Pang-apat ay ang form of government. Sa panahon ng Rashidun Caliphate, sinumang may kakayahang Muslim ay nagawang maging pinuno sa pamamagitan ng shura, consensus sa mga Muslim. Ngunit hindi ito ang kaso noong Umayyad Dynasty. Ito ay tinatag sa isang monarkiya na anyo ng pamahalaan kung saan ang isang anak, kapatid o malapit na kamag-anak lamang ng isang kalip ng angkan ng Umayyad ang maaaring maging bagong pinuno. Treatment of faithful generals. Gaya na nasabi sa itaas, ang malalaking lugar ng Asia, Europe at Africa ay nasakop noong panahon ng Umayyad Dynasty. Ilang general ng Muslim at mga komander ng militar ang gumanap na mahalagang papel sa mga pananakop na ito. Ngunit kakaunti sa kanila ang tinatrato ng masama ng mga pinuno ng Umayyad dahil sa panloob na pagkakaiba. Pinarusahan ng pinuno ng Umayyad na si Sulaiman bin Abdul Malik sina Musa bin Nusair, gobernador ng Afrika, Muhammad bin Qasim, mananakop ng Sind at Multan, at Qutayba bin Muslim, mananakop ng Transoxiana. Ang kanilang krimen ay pinaboran nila ang paghalili ng anak ni Walid bilang kapalit ni Sulaiman. The battle against Khazars. Ang mga labanan ng Umayyad laban sa mga Khazar sa Caucasus ay may mahalagang papel din sa pagbagsak ng imperyo. Ang mga Khazar ay napatunayang mapait na kaaway at mabangis nilang ipinagtanggol ang kanilang lupain. Nang maglaon, nasakop ng mga Umayyad ang karamihan sa lugar sa ilalim ng pamamahala ni Khazar. Ngunit ito ay isang perek na tagumpay na nakamit sa halaga ng mabibigat na kaswalti. The Arab and non-Arab conflict. Ang Umayyad Dynasty ay pangunahing dinastyang Arabo na sinusuportahan ng mga tribong Arabo. Sinikap ng mga Umayyad na payabungin ang kultura at wika ng Arabia sa mga lugar na hindi Arabo ng Caliphate upang madagdagan ang kita, kahit na ang mga bagong convert na Muslim ng mga lugar na hindi Arabo, karaniwang kilala bilang mawali, ay pinatawan ng mabigat na buwis. The Abbasid Movement. Sa huling yugto ng Umayyad Dynasty, sinimulan ni Abbasid, isang angkan ng mga Arabong Hashemite, ang kanilang kilusan ng palihim laban sa mga Umayyad. Ang kilusan ay tinanggap ng mabuti sa mga bahagi ng dating imperyo ng Persya, lalo na ang Khorasan, kung saan maraming tao ang hindi nagustuhan ang pamumuno ng Umayyad. Ang mga Abbasid ay nakiramay sa mga lugar na ito sa pamamagitan ng paggamit ng kanilang malapit na kaugnayan kay Propeta Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Hajnaira bin Asing Dasapin, and the topic that was assigned to me is the rise of Abbasid dynasty. Let us know first who are the Abbasids. So Abbasids or Abbasids dynasty were an Arab clan descended from Abbas ibn Abdul al-Muttalib that became ruling family of the Caliphate and thus the supreme heads of the Islamic world between 750 and 1258. So, merong 5 kaganapan na nangyari na kung saan malaking tulong ito upang umunlad ang Abbasid dynasty. So, ang una ay ang Abbasid Rebellion. So, in 747, the Abbasids raised their black flags of rebellion in the province of Khorasan near medieval after they gained support across the eastern parts of the Muslim world. So, in 747, matapos makuha ng mga Abbasids ang support ng eastern parts of Muslim world is itinaas nila ang kanilang bandila sa province of Khorasan malapit sa Merjival. Ang mga tagasunod ng mga Abbasid ay pinangakuan upang makabalik sa Ethiopia with Prophet Muhammad's ideals at ang mga naunang caliphs. Lahat ng mga pangako ay ginawa ng Abbasids family na kung saan is intentionally kept back, ngunit ang pinakaimportanteng aspeto ng revolusyong ito ay ang upang maialis at maibagsak ang Umayyad dynasty mula sa kanilang pamumuno. At ang mga sundalo ng mga Abbasid is lumipat sila sa westward towards the rest of Persia and Iraq after they seized power over Merjival. Then, ang Abbasid family is lumipat din or pumunta sa Kula and doon sila nag-start or nagsimulang mag-organisa to overthrow the Umayyad government with the help of local people there. Then, this established them as the ruler of the city. Ang unang public demonstration ni Abdul Abbas is nangyari or naganap in Kufa when he was declared as the Caliph in 749. So, ano nga ba ang causes and effects ng Abbasid rebellion? So, ang cause niya is there was racial equality under the Umayyad dynasty due to a lack of funds. They would tax the recently converted Muslim, but not those who were Arab. This caused a lot of discontent among the population and leading to a rebellion by the Abbasid family inspired by the Mawali revolt. While ang effect niya naman is the Abbasid rebellion led to the overthrow of the Umayyad dynasty, bringing the Abbasids to power. It brought a greater sense of equality, and the reign of the Abbasids brought a golden age of learning to the Muslim world. Ikalawang kaganapan is ang Battle of the Zab. So the Abbasids grew angry and under As-Safa marched with west run into the Umayyad Caliph Marwan II, who was defeated and killed in Battle of the Zab. So ang mga Abbasids ay grew angry under As-Safa. So nagmarcha ang Abbasids patungo sa Umayyad sa Syria at walang hirap na kinubkob ang Damascus. Nagtungo si Marwan II, ang huling Umayyad Caliph sa Egypt, ngunit namataan siya ng mga tauhan ng Abbasid at pinatay. Then, As-Safa successfully captured the Umayyad Caliphate and was proclaimed the new Caliph of the new dynasty. So, si As-Safa nga yung proclaim na bagong kalipa ng bagong dynasty, which is the Abbasid dynasty. Then, as the new Caliph, he invited the remaining members of the Umayyad royal family to a feast, where he proceeded to slaughter them. So, Enero 25, 750 AD, nang sumiklab ang labanan ng Zab sa Umayyad Caliphate at sa Abbasids sa Great Zab River's banks na ngayon ay nasa Iraq. So, sa kasaganang labanan, tuluyang tinalo ng Abbasids ang Umayyads at binuwag ang Syrian army. So, isang membro lang ng pamilya Umayyad, si Abdul Ar-Rahman, ang nakaligtas mula sa kamatayan sa kamay ng mga Abbasids. Hindi nagtagal, pinagtibay ni Ar-Rahman ang kontrol sa Umayyad sa Iberia, peninsula na nagwakas noong 1031. Sa ilalim ng panuntunan, pinahalagahan ng mga Abbasids ang pagka-pantay-pantay at trato ng patas ang mga hindi Arabo. Lumipat ng kabisera ng dinastiyang Abbasids mula sa Damascus patungong Baghdad. And this caliphate continued to rule in Spain until the 11th century. However, the rest of the Islamic Empire was consumed by the Abbasid dynasty. So, meron din namang cause and effects ang Battle of Zab. So, ang sanhi nito is the Battle of Zab was the climax of the Abbasid rebellion. The Abbasids took a leap for power by capturing the Umayyads and slaughtering almost all them, so that they could start fresh and build their own empire. Then, ang epekto naman nito is the Battle of the Zab was what established the Abbasid power. So, the slaughter of the royal family gave the Abbasids the opportunity to make a grab for power. The only surviving member of the royal family fled to Spain and founded the Cordoba dynasty. Matapos matalo ang Umayyads, ang mga Abbasid ay nagdesisyon na ilipat ang kapital or ng kaharian nila mula Damascus patungong Baghdad noong 762. So, ginawa nila ito para maging malapit sila sa mga taong sumuporta sa Abbasids and provided them with great power. So, ang paglipat sa Baghdad marked the beginning of the end of the Arab domination of the Muslim world. Ang Baghdad ay nagsilbing center of learnings at pinaka-perpektong lugar ng kalakalan. Sa Baghdad, the paper-making process also improved and paper was made more durable na kung saan is nakatulong siya ng malaki sa produksyon ng religious scriptures. So, meron din itong cause and effects. So, ang causes is that Abbasid dynasty needed a new capital for their empire. They felt that a city placed on the Silk Road would prove to be beneficial for their economy. They chose to relocate to Baghdad, which is on the Tigris River near what is now in Iraq. While the effects of this move to Baghdad is that this marked the beginning of the end of the Arab dominations of the Muslim world. It also initiated the Golden Age, which brought great prosperity to Baghdad economically. The Golden Age was also big in intellectual developments and served as the center for learnings in the Middle East. Next is the Golden Age. So, dito sa Golden Age, lumawak ang intellectual world ng Baghdad. Pumasok ang Golden Age of learning in the 8th and 9th centuries under the Abbasid Caliphs Muslim civilization. So, itong Islamic civilization na ito ay pinagsama-samang Arabic, Byzantine, Persian at Indian cultural traditions. So, naging House of Wisdom. So, ginawa nila itong House of Wisdom in 1800s para ma-meet yung demand ng knowledge. So, ang included sa House of Wisdom is the library, a translation institute, and research center in the golden ages of Islam in Baghdad. So, itong golden age na ito ay nakasentro sa education, specifically sa mga subject na science, math, literature, and medicine. At meron din itong cause and effects. So, ang cause ng golden age is Baghdad was strategically placed on the Silk Road to generate a society producing a golden age for the Abbasid dynasty. So, Baghdad attracted scholars from all across the empire and came together in the House of Wisdom. So, together, they produced innovation across different fields of knowledge. From this, the golden age of the Abbasid dynasty in the 8th and 9th centuries. While the effects of this golden age is that the Abbasid Empire's golden age brought great innovations across numerous fields, not only to Islam but also the rest of the world. Great innovations within medicine were achieved within the House of Wisdom. Many other scholarly advancements were also made, furthering the quality of knowledge available for humanity. Lastly is the medical innovation. So, Muhammad ibn Zakaria al-Razi was known as the father of Islamic medicine for becoming the great medical scholar and practitioner of his day. Then, originally from Ray, Persia, al-Razi moved to Baghdad to continue his studies in medicine. Throughout his life, he was the first to understand the difference between smallpox and measles. And siya din is sumulat ng A Mind-Body Connection to One's Health, and sumulat din siya ng libro The Disease of Children, which was the first book to deal with pediatrics, an independent field of medicine. So, al-Razi's discoveries and the growing population of Baghdad led to the creation of hospitals. So, yun nga, yung mga discoveries ni al-Razi is naging daan siya para makagawa ng mga hospital sa Baghdad. Then, Ibn Sina was known as the father of medicine in medieval Europe and wrote over 450 titles, and 40 of those that still exist are about medicine. So, Meron namang isang father of medicine na galing sa medieval Europe na kung saan is nagsulat siya ng 450 titles, and sa 450 titles na yun is 40 yung still nag-i-exist na patungkol sa medisina. So, Sina began studying medicine when he was only 13 and was practicing by age of 16. So, throughout his life, sinulat niya ang Canon of Medicine, which is a 5-volume document and built upon the discoveries of Al-Razi about regular exercise and a good diet contributing to a healthy body. So, mayroong kasabihan dito si Muhammad Al-Razi na if a patient refuses to take responsibility for their lifestyle, including overeating and not exercising, then there is nothing a doctor can do to help them. So, sa aking pagkakaintindi is, ang pag-iingat natin sa ating sarili, ang pag-iingat natin sa ating kalusugan ay ating kayamanan. Walang ibang makakatulong sa atin kundi ang ating sarili. So, meron ding cause and effects ang medical innovation. So, the move to Baghdad began to the Islamic Golden Age, which led to a huge growth in population. This growth meant more people being brought closer to in one area, which made the spread of disease much easier and faster. When this exhalation of illness hit Baghdad, it motivated the educated scholars to dig deeper into past texts and ancient history, to develop new techniques and technologies to restore the health of the Islamic people and travelers. While the effects of this medical innovation is that these medical innovations and new ideas has led us to having an extensive understanding of the importance of a person's responsibility for their own health with regards to exercise and healthy dieting. Study pediatrics as a different field of medicine and provided us with the creation and evolution of a facility where the ill could go to the treated hospital.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good day everyone. Happy Ramadan al-Mubarak. I am Mar Maradi Legantaw, أنا مضيفكم لمناقشة اليوم فلننضم إلي. Our topic for today is all about Fatimids, first truly tolerant caliphate. The Fatimid Caliphate started from 909 to 1171 Common Era. So, if you see how long the Fatimid Caliphate's ruling is about 2.5 centuries of ruling. Central or capital area of Fatimid Caliph is Cairo, Egypt. Their language was Classical Arabic and Berber languages. And the most important things is Fatimid Caliph was their religion is Ismaili Shia Shiite, which is in Egypt. If you are going to Egypt, you may say a kind of multiple kinds of Shia, which is Shiite, the Sufism, but not also in the place of Egypt, also in Jordan, the Iran, in Sudan, around the world. Abu Muhammad Abdullah ibn Hussein, known as Abdullah al-Mahdi bin Abu Muhammad, is a great-great-grandson of Ali radiallahu anhu to his son al-Hussein. Abu Muhammad Abdullah ibn al-Hussein was a founder of Ismaili Shia Shiite Fatimid Caliphate. And if you don't know, the Shia have a 12 major imam, and Abu Abdullah is one of them. Oh, that in Islam Sunni rather, that we have only 4 caliphs, which is Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali radiallahu anhu. But Abu Muhammad Abdullah ibn Hussein was claimed himself as a caliph. After death of Ali radiallahu anhu, ay marami nang sumuway sa Islam. And there's a lot of person claim himself that he is next Khalifa. But there's no Khalifa after Ali radiallahu anhu. So let's talk about the Abbasid Caliphate versus Fatimid Caliphate. So what is the difference between them? The Abbasid Caliphate was a Islam Sunni, and the Fatimid Caliphate was a Islam Ismaili Shia Shiite. Fatimid Caliphate was against Abbasid Caliphate. The Fatimid Caliphate won against Abbasid Caliphate, making independence in religion. They had succeeded in making themselves virtually independent of the Abbasid Caliphs in Baghdad.
The Fatimid dynasty was political and religious dynasty. Their leaders, the Ismaili Imam Caliphs, were distinctive and largely pursuing a policy of tolerance towards the religious and ethnic communities of their realm. What type of people of the Fatimid Caliphate? The Fatimid Caliphate was a Khawarij. The meaning of Khawarij is those who left. They are people against Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. They are people na naghimagsik laban sa mga pinuno ng mga Muslim. So, they are people na declaim himself na mga Muslim din sila pero magkaiba lang ng religion. Kagaya na lang ng Fatimid Caliphate to Abbasid Caliphate. Ang Fatimid Caliphate is Shia while ang Abbasid Caliphate is Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. So, kaya sinatawag na Khawarij dahil sila ay tinatakwil nila ang mga scholar ng Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah and binago nila ang Sharia or gumawa sila ng kanilang Sharia. That's all. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and have a blessed day.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Aslima El Makabaas from Bais to Be. Plural in with Islam. Actually, the Islam state of the unity of humanity is also recognized in the human divisions in the games in Bible in principle to deal in with in ethics in social and the religions difference in society. However, is the pluralism in dimension of the Islamic and teaching has the revising of the attention in our the time in disappoint is the vital insignificance of the society and today globalism and the sometimes in pluralism word and there's the need to understanding to the pluralistic and perspective of the Islamic and teaching in order to development and environment of the peaceful and sentences and the humanity is the society. There are the many examples in of the sources of the Islam in teaching in story to understanding to the pluralistic and perspective of Islam. Ang pluralism ay ito yung ginawa ng Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ng maraming religion pero isa lang ang totoong religion. Dahil ang totoong religion ay ang Islam at ito ay at ang sinusunod nila na book ay ang Quran. Pero ang karamihan ngayon sa religion ay hindi sila naniniwala sa Quran at ito ay iba ang sinisimba nila. Like for example, ang mga sinisimba ng mga Christian ay mga rebolto. Pero hindi nila alam ng pagdating natin sa akhirat ay isa lang ang itatanong nila sa atin.